talk about how fucking Luke looks like a fucking cannibal.
He's enjoying those
I
wings,
know.
man.
Hi, this is Jim, the Keys bartender, coming to you from Key Largo, the Catch Restaurant. I'm here with Bill Wissinger. Say hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Say hi, Luke.
Hi, I'm not high, but I wish I was.
Yeah, that's Luke. Yeah.
There
So
we go.
today's episode is episode 43, and it's so many boner pill emails, you big softy. Or I was going to call it, instead of you big softy, Placido Domingo.
Placido Domingo.
Yes.
You know, I actually can set you up a decent spam filter on your email.
Well, wait, we're going to get into that. I wrote that on there. Thank you. I'm good at that. I just neglected it. But let's get... first of all, I want to send a shout-out to these two young ladies, and they're young ladies to me, in Atlanta that do a podcast called the Heebie-Jeebie Babes podcast out of Atlanta. And what they do is they cover horror movies and true crime and stuff like that. And the last
Horror
one...
movies?
Horror.
Oh,
H-O-R.
horror.
Not horror movies. Luke, don't get all excited. I'm sorry, girls. That's Luke, but that's the way he is. And Luke's got to be Luke. He's very...
I don't hear twat. I don't hear cunt very well. I can't hear very well. That's it.
He's very progressive, but he is what he is. But they did a bit about these Russian cannibals caught last year. It was in near Sochi.
Okay. Where they had the Winter Olympics.
Where they had the Winter Olympics. I know.
Sochi.
No, what happened is these people were going alongside a road. We're fine with the volume. Thanks, Sean. So they're in Sochi. They're going down a road, and they find a cell phone, and they pick it up. And during perusing the cell phone, they find a bunch of pictures, and in those pictures, they find a married couple that live on a Russian air base, and they are
Russian what?
Air base,
Air
military
base,
base.
okay.
And
Abandoned or current?
And
Probably abandoned.
current,
current.
I think. And it's kind of like a
Horror movie.
hostel.
It's got to be
They live in-
abandoned.
It's got to be abandoned if it's a horror movie.
Exactly.
No, it's not a horror movie.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
real story. This is true crime. This is true crime. This is really what happened. This is really what happened. They found the cell phone, and someone saw pictures of cannibalism occurring.
No shit.
A married couple. Yeah, the guy had like different body parts in his mouth.
A little bit of long pig.
Yeah, long pig. What you were talking about?
Little bit of long pig.
This southern thing Bill talks about. I guess cannibalism is bigger in the South,
Especially in Louisiana.
Yeah, in Louisiana.
Shame to let that go to waste.
No
Louisiana is
no
named after
insults,
King
no
Louis, not
dispersions.
King Louise.
But let me get back to the girls from Heebie-Jeebie Babes, and they go over. It's horrific, but it's done in a lighthearted. These girls are charming. They're nice. They don't go too in depth into it. One of them's grossed out. The other's kind of elated by it. But they're charming and real about it. And they were very nice. And they're followers of our show. They're listening to our
farm
show.
out.
And I appreciate it. So that's the Heebie-Jeebie Babes podcast. And I'd like to also promote the Science Fiction podcast.
You know what
These
the
guys...
heebie-jeebies are, don't you?
The Heebie-Jeebies are like the scary thing.
That's like when you walk into a fucked up old dilapidated house in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden, man, you get chills up and down your spine. You get the heebie-jeebies.
Oh,
you know?
God, thank you. I thought you were going to say something anti-Semitic. Heebie-jeebie.
I like Jewish people, man.
No, I know. Luke's progressive. Luke's very progressive. Here's Bob.
Bob, how are you, man?
Hey, Bob.
How you doing?
Join in if you want. Come on, have a seat.
Mike, pull up
Come
a
on, grab a mic.
Sit down.
We're talking.
Oh, we're doing a podcast.
Let's get this big thing out of the way.
Which big thing?
S-O-D-H-O-A-Y. That's what she said.
Yeah.
About the Eagles. Rarely do we try to
I thought we were
set
still
the
talking about the
podcast
cannibals.
No, we're done talking about that. You got to listen
So
to
if
the
you're
show.
from Canada, you're a cannibal?
You're a cannibal.
A cannibal.
It's cannibals.
Cannibal.
Okay, so
You know, in America,
let's talk. I know
6 out of 10 women are battered.
I told both of you guys I don't want to set
Mind
this in time, but a very seminal event. Seminal event sounds like semen, but it's not semen. It's a seminal event. The Super Bowl.
Semen hole.
The Super Bowl occurred.
Hey, it was an actually decent fucking Super Bowl.
It
for
was.
a change.
It was fucking
It
great.
really was.
And I'm from
watch.
Philadelphia.
And I need to say, though, Brady looked fucking old and tired, man. 10 years ago, he would have caught that pass with no problem, man.
He
But
threw for 500 yards?
Oh, no, but
yeah,
see,
they
at the
had-
end of the game,
right.
man, he looked fucking exhausted,
well, I mean,
man.
yeah, I think
and when he went out for that pass, he didn't look like a spring chicken either.
He threw for 500 yards.
He
One of
missed-
the most
I think it was
anybody's ever
almost-
thrown.
Well, yeah, I mean, he broke records and shit because he's
I'm
a
not saying that.
badass,
Wait, listen,
but still.
I had really.
How about a backup quarterback, man?
I know. Well, that's
Fuck,
what I said
man.
to people before. That we're in Key Largo, and I get a lot of people from out of the area, and they will come in and they'll talk shit all the time. They'll talk shit all the time, and this New England guys are saying how they're going to win. And I said, you know what?
Oh, the one dude that already got the tattoo.
I would couch my comments because if you lose, you're losing to a team
With a
that
backup
lost
quarterback.
their quarterback, and 5 of their all-pro stars. They're major stars on the team. So how bad? Now, if you win against a team that lost, that has a backup quarterback and has missed their 5 all-pro players. Come on. There's no win, so stop talking shit. Well, they keep on talking shit. And I was torn, triple torn. That the Eagles haven't won a regular championship, which was 1960, before the Super Bowl. They won their last championship before the Super Bowl existed. And then there was 1979, 1980. They called 1979, but it occurred in 1980. And they played Oakland, and they lost against them. And I was a young man then. I was a big Eagles fan. And then it was 2005.
And Mike Vick looked like he was going to do it for him, and he choked in the Super Bowl, I think, man.
No, it was Donovan McNabb.
Oh, yeah.
In 2005.
Well, McNabb, he didn't. His team choked. McNabb didn't choke.
They didn't choke. McNabb did not choke. He ran out of gas.
Whereas
but the
Marino choked when Miami hit it.
Well, I know. No, what I'm saying is
totally choked because he's
Marino
choked.
always chokes.
I wanted the Eagles. I wanted the Eagles to win.
I did too because I'm so sick of the fucking Patriots, man.
No, but I understand.
I hope Brady takes this opportunity to retire.
But as the Eagles fan, I wanted the Eagles to win. As a person that didn't want to see a team dominate that long, and you know what? I would be devastated if we became the Patriots.
What, the 6 out of 10 year
Oh my God!
champions?
I mean, I love our coach. Peterson. I think he's the main ingredient. I believe Carson Wentz was very important. I think Nick Foles was. No, he actually was a backup to Aaron Rodgers. He was a backup quarterback to
Who are you
Aaron
talking
Rodgers.
about? The quarterback?
No, the coach.
The coach. Oh,
The
I
coach
thought
was
one
the
of the
backup
coaches. Oh no, wait, it was the running back that didn't stay with the Patriots because they wanted him to take a pay
Right,
cut.
yeah. So he went over to the Eagles and got his ring. There
Yeah.
you go. Good for him.
Yeah. But you know what? Neither
Fuck
here
you
nor
cutting
there.
my pay, man. Anybody who wants to cut somebody's pay sucks ass.
No.
Well, what if I took some of your money and put it in with my money?
No. Fuck you.
Man.
No. Let's say you have money, and I take some of that money and put it in my money.
That sounds like a Ponzi scheme to me.
That increases my happiness. It doesn't disproportionately decrease your happiness. It
would
doesn't
now because I don't
incrementally.
have any
What if
extra
I take
money.
one of your pinkies and cut off the first joint?
I'm the one asking the fucking questions
How
here.
about if you lost the angry inch?
Hey, wait
at the end of your day?
a second. Knock, knock.
You're knocked up.
Pregnant?
Knock, knock.
You pregnant? No. Okay,
shit.
fine. I'll play. Who's there?
The KGB.
KGB who?
Who asks the questions? I wanted to use that one. I've been saying that all week.
Who's that old comedian? Yakov Smirnoff.
Yakov Smirnoff, he said that. But
Yes,
you know
in Soviet
what?
Russia, you don't watch stoplights.
Yeah.
Stoplights watch you.
No, but you know what? I wasn't after the win. I'm not vicariously better, but my life changed after the win for some reason.
The wind?
I talked about anxiety before in the show, didn't I? I talked about anxiety. The win, the Super Bowl win.
The win.
Oh, the win.
Not the win.
What I mean is, like,
not the beanie weenie win.
When you're counted out, like, do not predetermine the outcome of what you think's going to happen.
Don't count your chickens for the hat.
Exactly. And that you're not automatically a loser. You could be a winner. So that
Don't
part
switch
made me
hands unless
happy.
you can gain a stroke.
I wasn't vicariously living my celebrating the championships through the Eagles. I was happy that someone won that didn't, and I didn't celebrate it as a team that came from my neck of the woods. I would have celebrated. I hope I would have celebrated it as much if it was from any other place.
Can I say just one thing in all seriousness,
Yes.
man? A very good friend of mine who passed away earlier this year, Mike DiMaggio. He was from Philly, huge Eagles fan, and he overdosed.
Some mental patients yelling about the Browns right now.
And
some escaped mental patient that looks like from the Hills Have
Mikey,
Eyes.
wish you could have seen it. You would have been a happy kid.
Mike would have been overjoyed.
He's another local musician, Mike DiMaggio.
Yeah, he would have been.
And he wasn't even 40 yet, was he? Or 42?
Maybe just turned 40.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's young,
very young man.
And yeah, man, he was a huge Philly guy and stuff. And so I just wanted to shout out some respect for him, man. And
let's shout out. Let's hear his name,
man. He was a great player. We had a great time
Let's
together.
have a toast to him. We're going to do a toast right now to him.
I'm out of beer, so...
Okay, well, just pretend.
Well, you can't pretend
Yeah, you
toast,
can.
man. It's bad
Pretend
luck,
toast.
man. I'm a
No, it's
hillbilly,
not.
man.
Oh, God.
If you don't have any alcohol...
What's his name?
Luke gets
Hang on a
beer.
second.
Get me
Hang on.
another Merlot, then. Yeah, I'm doing a gay-ass shit, drinking Merlot. So, another thing, I was getting razzed about the destruction in Philly.
Oh yeah, knocking down stuff.
No, but there were same amount of people, or more people arrested in Boston.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
you know, if the tables been turned, they would have fucking lit Philly on fire.
No, but same thing. What I'm saying is, whenever 500,000 people come out,
Yes.
there's
Something's
a small
gonna get
group.
broken.
There's a small group of people, and there are a small group of people that do it. Bill, there are a small group of people. It's not everyone. If everyone was tearing shit up, the city would not have been there. It was a small group of people that took the opportunity to act like fucking assholes. Let me repeat that. To act like fucking assholes. To go and do that stupid shit. I'm sorry. Is there any kids here? You look like a child.
Maybe a teen.
A teenager.
Could be a preteen.
Are you a hobbit?
Oh, shit. She's going to kick your ass.
No.
Oh, my God.
We'll keep on going. I know. I don't know. Fetch me my pipe, Frodo. I'm sorry, it's Holly.
Kick your ass. No, I'm laughing that you're going to come kick his ass.
Holly's my fellow bartender. She's going to kill me. But I just said a bunch of shit that I shouldn't have said. But I just wanted to handle the rioting questions. I apologize to Holly. She is an indispensable employee here. One of the best people I know. She's number one.
We're about to see some riding.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Holly's got the fire going there.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to get back. It's great because we're not even into the meat of the show yet, right now, and we're already in trouble. Oh, thank you, Gandalf.
There we go.
All right,
okay,
so now
we got.
Okay, let's toast. What's the guy's name?
Mike DiMaggio.
Mike DiMaggio.
Oh, I
man.
didn't know Mike DiMaggio.
Yeah.
Mike
Fantastic
DiMaggio?
guy.
I didn't know he's from Philly. To Mike DiMaggio. Passed before his time. Okay.
Like I always told him, stick with the weed, man. You'll be okay.
Oh, I know.
Listen, it's a horrible affliction. It is a disease. Whether you disagree with me or not, I don't care. Let's move on. We're done. I got that demon out of my system about Philadelphia. And I want to talk about...
So why did they tear up the fucking town? And you see the one dude eating the fucking horse shit?
He missed the whole discussion.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
You missed the discussion.
I'm sorry.
Whenever 500,000 people
They even greased the poles, man. So those are some good pole climbers that can climb a greased pole.
Luke, let me explain this something. In a big city, and Philadelphia is a big city, over 1 million people. When 500,000 people hit the street, a certain amount of assholes say, "Oh, it's my opportunity to do whatever I fucking want," and they do it. And they do it in every big city. They do.
So in England, man, they have this whole network of fucking cameras
culture.
and shit. And if you fuck up, they call it hooliganism.
Yep, the hooligan
And if you
culture.
fuck up, man, you might not get arrested that night, but they will check you out and they catch you on camera. They will hunt you down.
They're gonna get them in Philadelphia. Believe it or not, they don't do that. They haven't done that in a long time, and they don't realize.
Well, Americans don't know that surveillance can be used against you.
No, it's good. Well, you know what? In this case, it's good.
I think so.
So we were going to move on from that, and our friend Mike DiMaggio, and
Bless your
memorial
heart,
to him. So a friend of mine sent me an email, and he said, "Did you get the email?" And he sent it to an old email of mine that I don't have really good spam filters on. And I go, listen, I don't fucking see it. And he goes, well, go and find it. And I go into the email, and this is what I see. And obviously, I don't have spam filters. It's erectile dysfunction, erectile dysfunction, erectile dysfunction, erectile dysfunction. Russian brides, cheap. Erectile dysfunction, erectile dysfunction. Free porn, erectile dysfunction. Gay men want to have a good time. How the fuck that got in there, I have no idea.
You go.
I need to update my spam filter. And the thing is, you got to clean out your fucking search thing. And that gay men stuff, I mean, I may have looked up a picture of George Clooney or something like that. That doesn't make me a fucking gay man. It doesn't.
Just because I was looking at she-mails doesn't make me gay.
It doesn't make you gay at all. And what kind of emails do you get in your spam folder, Luke?
You know, to be honest, I haven't really looked in it very often, but when I do, it's usually Canadian pharmacies.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I get those.
You know, the Canadian pharmacies. And it's everybody in the whole world from Mumbai or South Africa, barristers, all these barristers
are trying to get
millions of dollars of mine that a rich relative that I didn't even know I had
to transfer to your account.
You know, and so I get a lot of that. And as well as the, you know, your females, man, hot sex now. Oh, there's women in your area that want to fuck right now. No strings attached. Bullshit. You know that's bullshit. There is no such thing as free pussy ever. Ever.
You know what? I meant a lot, Luke. That's not true.
You paid for it somehow.
No, you know, I paid for it with my
Even if you had to go to the free clinics.
Looks.
Yeah, you had to go to the free
charm
clinic
and looks. That's what I paid for with. And, you know, that's fucking cocky. I am so sorry. Okay, Bill, what do you say?
About what?
What's in your spam filter?
Oh, I have no idea.
Come on, you looked in it once or twice.
I just fucking bang it out. If somebody gets in my spam filter, I didn't want to hear from
The
them.
only time I look in mine is when somebody I know sent me something and it's not in my inbox. And then I'll go to my spam box, and that's when I see... And I get, I mean, literally 1,000 spams a fucking day.
I'm sure I get a gazillion. It's all porn, Russian women. You know, one day I'm going to do the Russian woman thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because, you know, I got a couple friends that have ended up with Svetlana, the ballerina type girl.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm pretty much sure that if I do the Russian bride thing, I'm going to end up with Olga.
You know what? No,
Olga's the German chick.
I'm going to get Olga.
There's some really nice-looking Russian girls.
I'm going to get Olga
that are working class. They are gorgeous girls. Those Eastern European girls are gorgeous.
Oh,
my wife's an Eastern European girl.
You go down to Key West, every damn stripper and bartender in Key West is Russian.
Or Venezuelan.
No, pretty much Russian.
I knew something. Oh, really?
Yeah, now they're all
super
Russian,
fucking hot. Or Eastern European, like
Eastern
I said.
European. That's Russian.
Oh, fuck. Don't say that. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say it. No, not to... You can say it to me.
Isn't that the same
Don't ever say
it to your wife.
Don't ever say it to my wife.
Isn't Europe a continent? So
Europe is the continent.
So Russia is on the European continent.
Europe is west of the Urals. Yeah. The Urals. It's weird. It's...
No, man. How come the UK is considered part of the...
It's an island.
Yes, but it's considered part of the fucking... Because if you take down... If we had another ice age, it would all be one landmass again.
There you go.
That's why England is not considered... I mean, it's an island now, but it's considered...
part of Europe, too.
It's considered part of Europe.
Would we be part of Europe then?
No, because we broke loose and we came 1,000 miles across the sea. No, what I meant is if it was another ice age and with solid ice across... Wouldn't we be part of that land bridge goes between the Bering Straits and Alaska.
I think he's failing.
We'd be Russia.
I think he's failing on his
No, we'd be Russia.
Logic.
We'd be Russians.
No, actually, Russians would be Americans. Because there's a lot more of us than them.
No, not really.
No, see,
you don't know that? The Russians have a declining population.
We only got 248 million people.
No, we have 320 million. They have 162.
No, but most of ours are illegal anyway.
No, they're not true, Luke. Oh, what the fuck? You're supposed to be the progressive guy. I'm talking about the legal guy.
I'm just being thorn in somebody's side,
If
man.
you're guessing the illegals, it'd be 340 million.
There you go. Oh, man, it'd have to be 500, man.
Okay. We're going to go. Hey, folks.
Hey.
We're back into our the time of the show. We're going into our this show, our episode, our radio play.
I think we need to interview Kimberly about her interaction with another local
Kim, come over
interview.
Here. We need you for a couple minutes. Get on. We're going to ask you. We're going to ask about Luke.
No.
What? Have a drink. Come on.
Better to have a cocktail than a cock in your tail, depending on who you are.
Well, okay, get your cocktail.
Let's do the radio play
Okay,
first.
we're going to do the radio play.
We're going to do the radio play. The radio play, this is the second part of Dentures Held Hostage. And last week's recap, Tim.
Is that an overage stripper giving a lap dance to a man in a wheelchair? Well, this is turning out to be a regular Sunday.
A small man in glasses with a big New York accent, maybe Queens, sits at the bar. How you doing? I'm into town for business. I'm staying at a hotel across the street, Overseas Highway. I develop packages in the Keys that cater to gay communities.
Packages.
Keys Vacations. My name is Mark. He sticks out his hand to Tim.
I'm Tim. Sounds absolutely fabulous. How about a Cosmo?
No Cosmo for me. How about a Crown Royal Neat?
Wow, you really don't go with stereotypes. Guess I shouldn't prejudge someone. Pardon me for saying, but someone who is so open with their lifestyle, you sure don't put on affectations. You're like one of those closeted gay businessmen from Mad Men.
Yeah, I always let people know I'm gay right away so they don't get confused. Well, it's my style. My chubby hubby back in Orlando likes it. So I guess you just behave that way to let everyone know you're gay, Tim. FYI, I'm not available.
Tim takes a step back and with a flamboyant gesture of outrage worthy of Betty Davis declares,
But I'm not gay. Whatever gave you that idea?
Well, you're the one to use the word affectations. That is pretty gay. And, of course, you offer a Cosmo.
Tim pauses and looks up slightly to the left like he is in deep contemplation.
So that's why the guys in the fishnet tank tops and leather hats keep asking how I'm doing and leaving their numbers on napkins. I'm going to get some longer, looser shorts and roughen up my language. Maybe a hunting cap, too.
A disheveled-looking man approaches the bar. Hey, man, would anybody be interested in design or dentures?
I got all the choppers I need, sweetheart.
Ron Barnery, I presume. Sit down a moment. I would love to have a word with you.
To be continued next week. Our radio play, once again, very fucking successful. And we have here Kimberly Glenn, the wife of Luke
just talking
Summer
to
Glenn.
Am I on?
Luke Glenn
Am I on?
Summer. He's here, the woman that knows all the secrets about the man, the mystery.
Notice
the
her
hillbilly
microphone
horror,
technique, the way
Luke
she
Glenn.
holds it with
Here we
authority.
go. Let's ask her some questions.
She knows all the secrets about everybody.
Yes, she does. I got it. Come on. We got questions for you. How did you meet Luke? How did you meet Luke?
Oh.
Tell us how you met Luke.
We've heard this story before.
I know. I'm going to hear it again.
The whole story?
What?
Shit.
What was the
Let me
thing that
shorten
he
it up.
got you with?
Wow. He was
I've got a
persistent.
tongue that's 10 inches
What was the
long.
opening line?
Hey, baby, you want to go to the nude beach and eat some acid?
No, that was our first
Was it acid?
date.
You said acid, right?
That was
Yeah.
our first date, yeah.
Was it asshole?
That was our first
No,
date.
it was acid.
Okay, because that's rude.
No, we really did trip on acid our first
No,
day
I said
at
if
the
it
nude
was
beach.
eat some asshole.
No, our first night, we went over to her house with my drummer because her friend
No,
had
that
a
was
thing.
after I stood you up for a year and a half.
Well, but I mean, the one night that we met, we went over to her house, me and my drummer from the band.
Wait, was it a threesome?
Oh, no,
No,
Kimberly
hell
wouldn't have
no.
nothing to do with us. We were just over there trying to smoke dope and stuff, and
No, I just finally invited him home with me after a year and a half of him being very persistent.
I know.
I left a
Sandy would
fucking
never
snake
know.
in the bar.
Are you using? Is this symbolic?
No, it's an audio
Your penis?
snake because we had a sound guy back then when we had the band and stuff.
He would
and
get done playing at night, and
You'd have to
he
come back
wasn't
and
I would
equipment.
leave something behind that I would have an excuse to come back a couple
for it.
days later when I knew she was working and it would be slow.
An hour and 15-minute drive one way.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It didn't matter to me.
shit, that's
Because
romantic.
when I first saw her, she was wearing this sweatshirt, and I could tell she had these fine melons just hiding, lurking underneath that sweatshirt. She would move around, and that she was young then, didn't wear a bra, so I could tell that those were some fine
You're like a
melons.
greeting card writer, except without the romanticism. It's more.
I'm totally romantic, man.
I know you are. Your melons.
was-
You love those melons.
You could tell they were sweet, man.
I was
Sweet
bartending at the time, and he was the band playing that night. And I told my boss, I said, "Don't you ever have them back here again, or I'll quit."
Because that was our tune-up gig before we go on the road, and the other guys in the band had a lot of friends over there, so we'd get too wasted to even fucking play. So
Pretty much.
I've never seen that happen before.
Oh God, it was
it's really hard to
terrible.
play on 4 hits of acid. I'll tell you that.
And by the way, he was a terrible singer back then.
No, we were doing the
Terrible.
fucking douchebag stuff that was coming out, the new
No, you
rock
just couldn't
stuff.
sing, man.
What-
And you can only see the way she loves me.
He was terrible.
Fucking bullshit.
Give me.
Like Tonic and fucking.
I don't even know what tonic
You
is.
worked that song up for me, and you play
What
it
is
till
Tonic?
this day.
Oh, bad
Excuse me?
bad
This
90s
just
rock.
crap,
I don't even know. Like,
late 80s, early 90s
I never
rock.
even. I mean, Luke,
you
when I
weren't
hear
missing anything.
when I hear Luke sing, I understand exactly where it's coming from. You have a beautiful delivery of it. This song that you were portraying, and I was
I
alive
was
during the
making
night.
You
fun
know
of
it if you heard it.
because it's a fucking girl song, man.
No, I heard it, and I
What is
asked
it?
him to work it up,
Can you
and he
sing it?
worked it up. And can I sing it? Oh hell no!
What is the name of the song?
If I
you
could
could only see.
If you could only see.
Oh, if
My
you could
tonic.
only see.
Yes.
The way she loved me and stuff.
And he worked it up for me.
Oh wow!
Anything
You know
for-
that is kind of
anything
passionate. If
for
you could-
booty, man.
Oh, that is booty song. That
Sappy.
was that a booty song or what?
Sappy.
If you could, no, if you could do it, Kim. Was that's a nail in the coffin? That doesn't.
Well, it kind of was summing up our relationship, you know, because he was on the road and I was back home, and he'd go out for 6 or 8 weeks at a time, come home for a week and a half, and that was the only time I saw him for 2.5 years.
How long
Everybody
did you
thought
see
she
him
had
when he
an
came back?
imaginary
What's that?
boyfriend.
How long did you see him when he came
Oh,
back?
we were together the entire time. When he came off the road, we were inseparable.
Except for the
Oh,
one
yeah.
time that I spent 4 days in a fucking hospital because the bronchitis and shit.
But he was still at my house and checked him into the hospital at my
in
house.
Lake County, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is so. I understand you. I remember hearing the story about you meeting Kim's mom.
Oh, no.
No, the whole
We're not
thing.
getting into that right now.
Oh, no?
I went to prison, really, Luke?
No, I didn't hear that. No, was that it?
She didn't go to prison, man. She was
Went to
I didn't hear
jail.
that story. Oh my God!
I went to
I was just
jail.
talking about something else.
No, the first conversation I ever had with her parents was, well, she's not dead, but she is in jail, and we need $5,000 to get her out. That was the first conversation I had with her parents on the phone. That's how I met them.
Really?
True.
And then when I met them in person, it was at her trial.
Oh my God!
And I told them, don't do this, don't do that, don't hire a local lawyer, blah, blah, blah. They went against everything I said. And so she got off with the maximum. For somebody that's never been arrested before, ever,
Wow,
for
really?
anything.
Where was this?
10 years in the Navy.
This is we were coming out from Sturgis.
This
He
was
was
in
playing in
Elk Snout,
Sturgis.
fucking South Dakota, man.
He was
They-
playing Sturgis, the big bike rally out there.
and they
I-
got busted on the way home, man. And I had
With
cleaned
nothing.
all her shit. Yeah, she got busted for nothing. They
Nothing.
accused
I had
her
no
of having
drugs.
magic
I got
mushrooms,
busted for
and the magic
drugs. I
mushroom
had no
turned out to be
Luke had
an
an eye tap, probably,
unidentifiable
right?
meat byproduct.
I had a 3-day drive
I didn't
home, and I
wear a
didn't have a
hat back
joint to
then.
smoke. Do you think I was happy?
Not a little bit.
Not. No. So he had to call my mom and dad. The best thing he could have ever done, the way he took it, I told him, do not talk to my mother. Ask for my father. I'm a daddy's girl.
Well,
Don't
yeah,
talk
Luke
to my
always
mother.
says to your father.
Oh, yeah.
Your
And I
father
couldn't
is
remember
your.
his name at the time, so I said, "Can I talk to Kimberly's dad?" Well, this is her mom.
My
You can
mother's
talk to me.
Sicilian.
No,
You
she
can't
said
skate by
specifically
her.
for me not to talk
Oh,
to you.
no. She said, no, you can tell me anything. And I
I said, no, she said I couldn't.
Well, he said it perfectly. He told my mother, "Your daughter is not dead." Best words a mother could ever hear. But she is in jail. After that, it's all good.
Okay. She's not dead. But she only got $5,000 to get her out.
What a delivery. My mother's loved him ever since. My parents adore him.
That was good. That was
yeah. My mom and dad adore him.
And then the first family dinner we had together, should I tell them about that?
Oh, yeah.
No, you know, I still have an old girlfriend that I cannot stand the sight of, can't stand to be around. She is still best friends with my mom.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it kills me. They go out
If I
and have
ever
a good
divorced
time.
him, my parents would disown me in a heartbeat.
What?
Oh, yeah. They love him. They love
So at
him.
the first family dinner, they were asking what life was like for us down here in the Keys, and I said, well, you know, Kimberly gets hit on by more girls than she does guys, and her dad says, well, how does that make you feel? And I said, well, I'd rather kiss her after she's been eating pussy rather than sucking dick. She smacked me in the head.
You said that to her
To my father.
At the dinner table with all her brothers and sisters. And
I'd rather kiss her after she's been eating pussy
rather than sucking
dick.
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
At a big family
That's like
Italian
saying,
dinner.
well, I'd rather be killing Nazis.
Right?
No. It's
Not the same,
It's a whole
Jim.
different thing,
No.
man.
Not the same.
No, it is.
no.
Nazis are hateful. Lesbians are not.
Jim.
What,
This is we're
He
talking
told my
about
father
Roman
this.
Catholics.
I'm flipping it around, saying it's you
Yeah.
kill Nazis, you're not
No.
killing regular people. It's all right killing regular people. It's killing Nazis is the licking of the pussy.
No, man. How the fuck?
No, not the same.
You get it?
Yeah.
It's acceptable.
Yeah.
It's acceptable to kill Nazis.
Not to Roman
It's acceptable
Catholics.
to kill Nazis. It's acceptable to lick pussy.
Jim, needless to say, my parents loved him then. After that, they all cracked. I was the one outside
She
so
stormed out
pissed
and her
off.
sister followed her
I wouldn't
out.
speak to
The rest
him
of them
for
laughed
2
their
days.
asses off.
My mom and dad were laughing their asses off at that.
It sounded like it would be. It sounded like a match made in heaven.
I am not very good at dinner conversation. Don't have me to dinner unless you want to be. My mom always used to beg us, can we please not talk about shit, piss?
Poop.
Well, yeah, my
Every
mom would
family
say
dinner
poop.
ends up in poop conversation.
How about
We're going to talk
Every
about.
family
You ever talk
dinner.
about that?
Are you guys doing? Is everything coming out
Not with my
okay?
mom.
It's good. It's good.
No.
Yeah, I'm
In
pooping
vague
good.
They go
and
back
in
to their
disguised terms,
youth
kidding
poopy
around with my
stories.
brothers and my mom. You boys are insane. You boys are stupid.
No, because it
What's
sounds like
wrong
you
with
have
you
no
boys?
filter. Because we don't talk about that, but it sounds like you might.
Well, see,
Our
my
family
dad
does.
was a funeral director and embalmer and stuff. And
Yeah.
We're going to talk about everything that's broken. We're going to talk about the hemorrhoids and what's flaring up. And
No.
well, we could sit there and talk about,
the bursitis, or
My
oh my
dad
God,
was,
actually Kimberly was getting on Luke and I because we're sitting out back talking about corns and bunions and
Oh, fuck, you're killing me. No, no,
and the
no,
color
no,
of
no, no.
pus.
we were talking about the different colors
the
of pus.
different-
If it's
different
clear
colors of
pus,
pus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's when it turns yellow and green.
Thank God.
You
This
got
is
to
why
worry
I
about
don't.
it.
This is why I suggest people don't listen to this show during dinner hour.
Fucking musicians.
Don't eat any chocolate eclairs. Or any custard, because you talked about
Yellow matter
custard
custard.
or
well, she's telling us
any danishes.
she's whacking us, going, "Stop
Oh,
that!
this
These people are trying to eat out here."
Oh man,
What's wrong with a cream-filled Danish?
They said they would come back, though.
What if it's a cream-filled fucking Frenchie?
We were local color.
okay. Who wants to do a bit with me on my new vocational
Who
training?
writes this stuff, Jim?
I do.
Of course you
My
do.
vocational training ventriloquist. Would you want to be Mr. Boehner? Who wants to be Mr. Boehner? You're going to be Mr. Boehner.
I think Kimberly wants to be Mr.
You want to be
Boehner.
Mr. Boehner?
No, you have to be Mr.
No, I guess I'm Mr. Boehner.
Mr. B. Okay,
I'm not Mr. Nor
I'm
do I
Mr.
get
Boehner.
boner.
Okay, listen.
Fine.
I was trying to figure a way to get kids to learn about sexually transmitted disease. So I thought I'd train a ventriloquist, a mannequin, with me, and the mannequin would be Mr. Boehner. Okay? And then it'll
If
work
I
also.
sit on your lap, this isn't going to work out.
No, you remember that?
No, but
movie,
imagine Bill is sitting on my lap.
You remember a groove tube with
Bill,
the
I
fucking
think you should do that. I'll
was
take a
hanging
picture
upside
and we'll
down, and they
post
put
that.
like eyeballs on his ball sack, and the penis was the nose, and he was talking about gonorrhea.
Well, that's eventually that's what we're going to do. I think it's the thing, and that's the way we can capture the
So
idea.
you could call him Mr. Boehner. You could call him Pinocchio, because if it's sticking out, you know.
Pinocchio, Mr. Boehner.
How you doing?
Oh no, but it's my idea. It's go like this. Here I go. Hi, folks. I'm Jim. This is Mr. Boehner, and then the sound boing, boing. And today we are talking to you about STDs. What do you think about that, Mr. Boehner?
Well, it's a touchy subject for me, Jim.
Well, you got that right, Mr. Boehner. It's all the way. It's all the way we protect ourselves when touching. Just like when daddies and mommies love each other very much, or when the babysitter and male friend do when you're supposed to be asleep.
Or when you trade money for services with a freelance entrepreneur that you met on Craigslist. Always put a raincoat on. You'll be ready for some hot sweaty and dirty.
Hold it 1 second, Mr. Boehner. This is a group of promise keepers here. Sworn virgins until they're married. We don't want to talk like that.
What are you saying? I get it. We'll be having a lot of butt sex, man. That's kind of dangerous too.
Cue the cutting of the microphone. Oh, right. There's my new vocational thing we're going to be teaching.
Man.
You like it?
No, that's actually the thing, man. Is
I
like
love promise
some
keepers.
dude was smart enough to go, hey, look, as long as I don't stick it in your vagina, we're not actually having
I know.
sex.
That's why I included it in the Mr. Boehner segment. Boing. You like it, Mr. Boehner? Boing. You know, it's funny. Those girls I mentioned, the heebie-jeebie girls from Atlanta, boing, 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 boing. Their dog, one of their dog, I think it's Alan.
Oh, it's a dog, sorry.
The name of the dog is Wishbone, and during the podcast, the dog comes up, and they call him Mr. Boehner. And I wrote this before I heard that segment of the show. I wrote Mr. Boehner before. That's synchronicity. That is synchronicity. You know what synchronicity is?
Yeah, it's a horrible police song from the 80s.
I like the police song,
I do too.
Synchronicity.
I love the police until like 1991.
I like Fields of Gold. It gives me a gay boner.
When did Synchronicity coming out?
Every time you hear
It's in
Boehner,
1984.
I don't think it's going to do that
I
now.
like the police up to that point.
I like the Ghost in the Machine tour. That was really cool, man. I actually saw that live and in person, man.
I got a short listen.
Walking on the Moon. That's a great song.
Giant steps on what you take. Walking on the moon.
I play that bass.
Oh, my leg don't break.
Walking on the moon.
I play that bass riff just to fuck with Mike. You're like, oh, you can't do that. I'm like, I can.
Hey, babe, please
that
don't
bass
forget
is,
to take my
iconic.
rings home
No,
so I can heat them up later,
don't.
because that's going to kick ass. I've had to get great ones. They gave me bread and wine.
Thank you, Kim, so much.
I didn't specify, so Sean.
We're still talking about this, though. That was great that Kim... is she just Kim Glenn? Does she go with any of your acronyms?
She's Kimberly Ann Glenn.
No,
Her
for years
nickname
I
is
was
Cag.
just
Has she lovingly...
Mrs.
Just call her Squirrel.
Miss Luke.
Mrs. Luke or Luke's wife.
I got one question to ask since you're here.
Don't use the F word.
It's not going to be F word.
Because
Is it going to get me fired? My boss is standing right behind me.
I don't know.
One question,
I think
it's
we need to get
inappropriate.
Kathy up here, too.
It's inappropriate. Let me ask this first. Have you lovingly applied ass cream to his hemorrhoids?
No, we get Tux medicated pads.
Yeah. No, I
Have you
would.
ever applied?
We've been together 21 years.
Have you
I
ever
would
applied?
if he asked.
Have
but
you done it?
No, I haven't had to because we use Tux. So.
Tux is
Tux, and we do have some like spray fucking
I've never
witch
bought
hazel,
Tux,
which is
so
what
okay.
Tux
Well, I'm
is.
the oldest one.
Yeah.
I've never had to use it.
Well, when you spray
Tim, why are you laughing, man? You use something.
When you're
Oh my
driving-
God.
Hey, Tim, don't even go.
It's a good start.
when you're driving for 18 hours in between gigs, sometimes you need a little Tux medicated ass.
Oh,
wipe,
there's a
man.
commercial for you when you're driving 18 hours between gigs. I don't know about it. So much comfort I've had than gotten a Tux medicated
that
pad
burning
and stuck it
sensation.
between my cheeks ever so gently. I felt immediate relief.
Dude,
Tux
you
medicated pads. You like it?
You do. It's like God's ice cube on your butt.
It's witch
It's
hazel,
like
man.
the Archangel Michael stuck his tongue on your a-hole.
You're just like, oh my God.
Only if he has witch hazel
I'm going
in
to
his
hell.
tongue.
I'm Roman Catholic.
I don't know. Preparation
I know I'm going
eggs
hell.
works pretty good too.
Yeah.
Well, we're pretty much that's the deal with
And
us.
it gets rid of wrinkles.
It does?
Yeah, usually for
I
years.
told her, I said, preparation H, man,
around
will
your
get
eyes.
rid of the
Absolutely.
sags.
Ladies. Preparation
H.
H around your bags of your eyes gets rid of wrinkles.
There you go. I'll keep
Absolutely.
that in mind.
Preparation H fucking
Yep.
shrinks swollen tissues, man.
Yes, it does.
Google it.
This is really getting to be a drag here. We got to lighten this up. We got to get a younger demographic. But you know what, guys? You need to know this stuff because you're going to be, well, if you're lucky, you're going to get old. If you're lucky.
Hey, man.
And you know what? We're still having a good time. We're doing a show. I think we're being edgy. What do you think, Bill? We're being funny. We're being edgy.
being funny.
Funny's edgy. Funny's edgy.
I'm going for entertaining and amusing.
That's edgy.
That's not edgy.
That's creative. Yes, that is edgy.
No.
I'm telling you what, your hillbilly stuff. This guy, you Bill,
Don't
you
read
are
the
edgy.
top one.
You're
No, I'm
like
not edgy.
You're like who was it?
Read what it says.
Who was it? Abbott or Costello? Who was the tall, skinny one?
Abbott.
You're more Abbott, and I'm more Costello.
Yeah, no, but it's not edgy.
Luke and I are amalgam of Abbott and Costello, and you're the sensible one.
I was thinking more Larry Moe and Curly
Yeah,
guys.
I'm thinking Larry Moe and Curly. I'm going
Who
for
am I?
Three Stooges.
Who am I? Oh my
He's
God! Am I
probably-
Mo? Or Larry?
You're Moe.
I'm no.
You're Moe.
You're more Mo.
No, you're Moe.
I would love to be Mo, but I'm not Mo. I think I'm more Larry.
No. You got Moe, Curly, and Curly.
Okay. Oh, Mo Curly. No, you're not Curly. You're the smart one. You're not Curly either. You're more Larry.
Yeah, he's Larry.
Larry.
I think we got a Mo Larry situation.
Mo, mo, mo. How do you like it? How do you
Yeah,
like it?
because we don't have a.
Mo,
What's he?
Mo.
We don't have a Curly.
Oh, you got Curly.
I got short and
Tim, you want
curlies.
to be Curly?
I got lots of
Tim.
Curlies.
We got our Curly right there.
There he is. We got a
The
Curly
bald
over
guy.
there.
She will.
Ah, Tim. Okay. Well, listen. I'd like to thanks again the Heebie-Jeebie Babes from Atlanta. The
Hey, you guys
Heebie-Jeebies.
got to come down and party with us one of these days, man. We're much more interesting in person.
Don't listen.
and we're really
let
harmless.
Luke get you upset by asking. Show us your.
Show us your tits.
Show us your good weed, man.
No, there you
Show
go.
us that
There you go.
bong,
That is
man. I'm more interested in that bong,
non-misogynistic,
man.
non-judgmental. I like that.
Hey, man, I'm more
Bill.
about smoking some weed and having some fun, man. I'm too old
while
to
you are
flirt with young
smoking
girls.
weed, we'll all do it topless, and we'll make sure your boobs are bigger than mine.
You know what? Our boobs are pretty big, aren't they? I'm like a Asian Greek god. But I'd like to thank everyone who's been listening.
But I.
Would I? Oh,
said
would I?
but
Did I
I.
hear your would I joke?
Would I?
He said,
You know
but
the whole
I.
joke? But I.
But I
That goofy brown eye looking right at you.
don't know. Do you have a flock of goats?
I'm going to tell the joke next week, then. They fucking
Hey, you
kill
know
me.
what time it is when all the sheep are facing west in Montana? It's mountain time.
Mountain time. Oh, I like it. Mounting the sheep, right?
That's why they have such deep boots out there, so they can
yeah,
shove
drop
their
the back legs in,
back
man.
legs in their boots.
can't
and-
You
get
don't
away.
have that crazed look in your eyes right now. You look like serious, man. It's good.
That's because I've only had 3 beers.
Holy shit. Luke's
there you
looking freaking awesome, man. Like he's ready to run a marathon. But and Bill is as strong as ever.
There you go. Only reason I'm running a marathon, somebody's chasing me with a shotgun.
That's always a good thing.
And I'm not going to run far. I'm going to say, fucking shoot me. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, it's funny. You know what? Since you bring this up, some friends of mine at Rotary said in Monroe County, where we live, you can become a volunteer sheriff, and they'll give you a gun and a car. And we were talking about it. These guys are
Oh,
a little.
cool. I could go around and scarf weed from all the teenagers. That would be fucking awesome.
no, but-
I'm going to volunteer, man.
No, but I'm physically.
That way I
fit.
don't have to buy
I'm
pot
physically
anymore,
fit. I'm
man.
older. I can chase somebody down without shooting them.
I'll just use
Without
the car
shooting
and
them, I
run
can
them
chase
down.
them down. Just go to distance. But I'd have to wear the short shorts.
He's going
like
the distance.
Lieutenant Dangle in Reno 911.
Oh,
And there you go.
no.
Send
Going
out the
for
gay
speed.
guy. No, I'm not gay. So knock it off. So this is Jim the Keys bartender. I want to say goodbye. I'm going to give my 2 co-hosts here the opportunity. Luke.
Hey, man, if we don't see it before it rains, piss on you.
Thank you all so much. We do appreciate you all listening. Have a great week. We will see you next week.
Thank you for listening to Keys Bartender.
They won't see shit.